Tim, will you do my back?
Very please.
Oh, no.
Tim successfully travels through time. After repeated training, his technique becomes more and more refined, a skill so precise that the girl can't help but praise him.
Oh, nice.
But despite how skilled he is now, just a few months ago, Tim is a complete rookie in the dating world. When faced with a girl's invitation, he hurriedly finds an excuse to dodge it. When a girl tries to kiss him, he only dares to shake hands and doesn't make a move. Watching everyone at the party easily find a partner, he feels extremely frustrated with himself for being so shy. The next morning, still feeling dizzy, but his fate is going to change completely. As soon as he gets out of bed, his father calls him to the room to reveal a family secret. His father's serious expression makes Tim feel uneasy. When he hears that the men in the family have the ability to travel through time, although only to moments in the past that they remember and not to the future, Tim still finds his father's words absurd. His father tells him that to test it, he only needs to find a dark place, clench his fists, and imagine the place he wants to go. Though Tim feels his father's words are far-fetched, he decides to try it. What if it's true? Half in doubt, he returns to his room, opens a wardrobe, pushes the clothes aside, closes the door, and begins to clench his fists, recalling the previous night. When he opens the wardrobe again, he is shocked by what he sees. His clothes have indeed returned to the New Year's Eve of the previous night. Walking downstairs in disbelief, it is exactly the same scene from the previous night. This time, he no longer hesitates like last time, but directly kisses the girl he likes. Watching her flower-like smile, Tim finally believes his father's words. His father uses this ability to read all the books he wants. Tim's grandfather, although using this ability to make enough money for 3 generations, does not live a happy life and ends up lonely. His father reminds Tim to use this ability to shape his life as he wishes. Tim replies, "Right now, I just want to find a girlfriend." But here is the truth. At 21, Tim has never been in a relationship because he is too ordinary. But this summer, love seems to be approaching. One day, his sister invites her friend Charlotte to their house for a vacation. Charlotte, with an angelic face and devilish figure, makes Tim feel that he is falling in love at first sight. To win Charlotte's heart, Tim travels through time again and again during the summer, trying to make their interactions perfect. He always wants to tell her how he feels, but can never bring himself to do it. It isn't until the night before Charlotte is leaving that Tim finally gathers the courage to tell her how he feels. However, Charlotte has already guessed his intentions and tells him that confessing his love on the last day won't work. She says that if he had spoken up earlier, they would have had more time together. Tim understands. Since that is the case, it is easier to handle. He walks out of the room, enters a small dark room, and when he comes out, he is back a month earlier. He immediately finds Charlotte to tell her his feelings. This time, his declaration is more sincere and moving. However, Charlotte doesn't give a damn. She simply tells him to enjoy the holiday first and wait until her last night to talk about it. Tim is like, "What the fuck?" It's a total brush off. But this also makes Tim realize one thing: time travel can't force someone to love you. Those who don't love you will always have a million shitty excuses to turn you down. Tim's first confession just vanishes into thin air. Feeling like a total loser, he decides to leave his hometown to broaden his horizons and find a real wife. Arriving in London, he stays with his father's friend Harry and soon lands a lawyer job. But once he enters the firm, he realizes it's a total sausage fest. Not a single woman in sight. This dry spell lasts for 6 long months until love finally shows its face. One day, he and a friend go out to a blind-themed restaurant. You have to date like a blind person here. It's pitch black, with one guy and one girl at each table. You can't see shit. You can only judge a person by their voice and vibe. In the darkness, a charming voice hits Tim.
Hi, I'm Mary.
I'm Tim.
They hit it off immediately, talking about everything until closing time, even bonding over a model Mary likes. When it's time to meet outside, Tim is sweating bullets. In the dark, he could imagine her as a supermodel, but what if she's actually ugly as hell? But when Mary steps out, Tim is fucking stunned. With those cute bangs and that killer smile, she is exactly the girl of his dreams. Mary is clearly into him too. They want to keep talking, but Mary's friend is being a pain, constantly rushing her to catch the bus. They quickly swap numbers. As Tim watches her leave, Mary turns back and gives him a $1 million smile. At that moment, Tim wants to travel back 1,000 times just to replay that one look. Mary's appearance is like a rainbow, turning Tim's boring, black and white world into a high-def masterpiece. On the way home, Tim feels elated. After waiting more than 20 years for love, it finally arrives. But when he gets home, Harry is upset. It turns out that the script he spent years writing is ruined because the actor forgets his lines. Feeling indebted for letting him stay, Tim decides to help. He immediately travels back to just before the performance, reminds the actor to rehearse his lines before going on stage, and at the crucial moment, he brings out the cue cards to help the actor. After countless trips through time, the actor successfully completes the performance. Harry's script is an instant hit, and it becomes a huge success. Tim is overjoyed and wants to share this great moment with Mary, but when he checks his phone, he finds that Mary's number disappears. It turns out that even the smallest changes can have serious butterfly effects. By helping the actor with his performance, Tim misses his chance to meet Mary. When he rushes to the blind-themed restaurant, he is told that Mary has already left. Just like that, the spark of love is extinguished, all because of an accidental mistake. Tim thinks he has lost her, but things quickly take a turn. That day, Harry proudly shows him the newspaper, boasting that he made the front page. However, Tim's attention is caught by another news story. The model Mary likes is holding an art exhibition in the area. Knowing that Mary will surely be there, Tim goes straight to the venue. From then on, he stays at the exhibition every day, watching countless visitors pass by. Day after day, he waits until, finally, his persistence pays off. He sees Mary. However, at that moment, it seems like she doesn't recognize him. Their first conversation is awkward. Determined to win her heart again, Tim shamelessly pursues her relentlessly. Eventually, he manages to sit down with Mary for a meal, but to his surprise, he sees her new boyfriend from a few days ago. Watching them constantly show affection in front of him, Tim's heart shatters. Suddenly, he comes up with a perfect plan. After finding out when and where they first met, Tim travels back to that day and gets to Mary before her boyfriend shows up. At that moment, Mary is standing quietly on the balcony, a sharp contrast to the noisy party. With the information he gathered from their previous conversations, Tim confidently walks up to her, not shy at all. First, he pretends to be a fan of the model Mary likes. Then he mentions her previous comments about the model. His words instantly earn Mary's favor. He invites her to a quiet place, and Mary, feeling a sense of connection, happily agrees. In the doorway, they even pass the man who is supposed to be her boyfriend, but Tim beats him to it. They head to a restaurant and talk about everything from science to daily life. Mary feels as though she has found her soulmate. After dinner, they walk to her apartment. Under the streetlights, they kiss. Mary invites him upstairs, saying she needs to change into pajamas. Tim waits exactly 1 minute and enters the bedroom. In his nervousness, it is Tim's first time, and it is over much too quickly. Fortunately, he has his power. After several attempts, he is finally satisfied. From then on, they live together happily, commuting by subway and kissing in the crowds. And just like that, the days roll by, and the happiness keeps coming. But then, Mary's parents suddenly show up in the city to visit. Just like every other guy meeting the in-laws for the first time, Tim is a nervous wreck. He starts babbling like a total idiot, saying a bunch of random shit that makes zero sense. Luckily, Mary's parents are actually chill and reasonable people, which allows Tim to survive the dinner without blowing his cover or looking like a complete freak. On the weekend, Tim wants to go to the theater to watch a performance, but Mary just wants to stay home and sleep. Not wanting to waste the hard-earned tickets, Tim has no choice but to take a colleague with him to the show. As the performance ends, he unexpectedly runs into Charlotte, the girl who once rejected him. Now, Charlotte has matured and become more charming, her dazzling beauty even making Tim's colleague lose his composure. After exchanging greetings, Tim is about to leave, but Charlotte takes the initiative to invite him for dinner. They drink and chat, and after dinner, Charlotte mentions that she is afraid of the dark and asks Tim to walk her home. Tim can't refuse, so he agrees. However, when he reaches her door, she invites him inside, saying, "My room is very comfortable." It turns out that she now regrets her previous decision, and her words are full of flirtation. Tim knows exactly what happens if he goes in, but he ultimately resists the temptation. Charlotte's appearance makes him more certain that Mary, the one waiting for him at home, is the person he should love in this lifetime. So, ignoring Charlotte's attempts to keep him, Tim runs all the way back home, bursts into the room, and excitedly wakes Mary up from her sleep. Seeing her displeasure at his overly excited behavior, Tim immediately realizes his mistake. He then travels back in time, returns to Mary's bedside, and first plays some romantic music in the living room before gently waking Mary. In the hazy moments between sleep and wakefulness, they intertwine and express their love for each other. People always show their true selves in this half-sleep state, and at that moment, both of them wish to elevate their love. They decide to get married and return to Tim's hometown. Mary is in awe of the villa facing the sea. She and Tim's mother hit it off immediately, like two close friends, their smiles as bright as flowers in spring. After a long time, Tim and his father take a walk on the beach, having a long-awaited conversation. Tim asks his father what he thinks of Mary. His father replies, "I like her more than I like you." When Tim's sister Catherine hears that her brother has brought home a wife, she excitedly runs down the stairs, throws herself at Mary, and kisses her on the spot. The entire family is filled with the sweetness of happiness. At dinner, Tim announces two pieces of news. First, that Mary is pregnant, and second, that he plans to marry Mary soon. These two pieces of good news immediately spark a joyous atmosphere at the dinner table. After dinner, they begin discussing the details of the wedding. Everything goes smoothly except for the song Tim wants to play at the wedding, which Mary thinks is a bit outdated. Everything else is going smoothly, and the wedding is scheduled to take place at the local church. The church is filled with guests, all dressed in their best. When Tim's favorite song plays in the church, Mary appears at the door in a red dress. Her natural beauty, graceful and poised, captivates everyone. She slowly walks toward Tim, looking like the most beautiful flower in full bloom. However, the weather does not cooperate. On the wedding day, the sky is overcast. When the guests leave the church, a strong wind blows, and heavy rain pours down. People's hair and dresses are blown and soaked, and even the wedding tent collapses from the rain. The rain makes everyone feel cold to the bone. In an instant, screams and laughter mix together. Tim is worried that this bad weather affects Mary's mood, so he asks if she wants to change the wedding day to a sunny one. But Mary replies, "I don't want to. This weather is just fine. Perhaps, as long as you marry the right person, whether it's sunny or cloudy, it will still be the most beautiful day." Even a messy wedding can become a beautiful memory. To deliver the perfect toast, Tim's father travels back countless times. Tim's sister watches the wedding and is full of envy. Soon after, Tim welcomes his first child, a daughter. They move into a bigger, more comfortable house. These changes make Tim realize the responsibilities of being a father. The new life also brings Tim a huge change. Because his life is already fulfilling, he puts his time travel skills behind him. He thinks that this happy life continues forever, but then an unexpected accident shatters everything. On his daughter's first birthday, his sister Catherine still doesn't arrive. It turns out that after having a big fight with her boyfriend, Catherine drinks and drives to the birthday party, but has a serious car accident on the way. She is badly injured, and seeing his sister's bruised face, Tim feels heartbroken. To Tim, his sister is the best sister in the world. However, this lovely, quirky sister has a difficult romantic journey. Catherine has a long-term boyfriend, but he is a notorious jerk, and they are always breaking up and getting back together. To prevent Catherine from getting into a car accident, Tim directly travels back to before she leaves and drives her to the party. Although Tim's time travel allows his sister to escape disaster, he knows that this relationship has left irreversible effects on her. So, Tim decides to return to his hometown to help Catherine. Walking together on the beach, Catherine feels like the failure of the family. She can only numb herself with alcohol. Seeing his once bright sister now so ruined, Tim tells her his secret and takes her back to the day she met her boyfriend. But when they actually return, she sees her boyfriend flirting with another girl. Catherine then completely loses her feelings for him and, in front of everyone, punches him right in the face. When they return to the present, everything changes. Catherine finds herself a reliable boyfriend, and after resolving her issues, Tim happily returns home. Just as he is about to embrace his daughter, he freezes. To his shock, the daughter he has known turns into a strange boy. His father tells him that once you have children, you must be cautious. Even the smallest butterfly effect can change which sperm meets the egg, leading to a completely different child. After hearing this, Tim falls into deep thought. He has developed a strong bond with his daughter and can't possibly abandon her life. In the end, he decides to restore everything to its original state. Time then returns to the hospital after Catherine's car accident. Eventually, she agrees to quit drinking and break up. Finally, Catherine's issue is resolved, and the strange boy turns back into the daughter Tim loves. As time passes, their family of 3 soon becomes a happy family of 4, and Tim transforms from a shy young man into a gentle dad. Life moves forward, calm and full of happiness. But then, one day, a phone call instantly darkens the atmosphere. It is news that his father is diagnosed with terminal lung cancer, with only a few weeks left to live. Tim's father has known for a long time that his heavy smoking is what fucking caused his lung cancer. But here is the kicker. He can't just jump back and quit. Why? Because he started smoking way before Tim and his sister were even born. If he goes back that far to change his habits, he risks a massive butterfly effect that could wipe his own kids out of existence. He has to choose between saving his own life or keeping his children, and for him, that's no choice at all. Eventually, his father shares with Tim his formula for happiness. The formula is simple: live like an ordinary person day by day, then relive each day exactly as it happened before. And so, his father bids Tim farewell. Life continues, and one day, Tim has a truly terrible day at work. In the middle of the night, Tim decides to try his father's formula and travels back to yesterday. This time, he no longer feels stressed. He smiles at the barista, and the barista smiles back. Tim finally finds a way to approach life. However, at the funeral, Tim feels no sadness. He uses his time travel ability to return over and over to the time before his father's death, reading books with his father on the couch. Tim never gets tired of these days, but one day, Mary says, "I want to have another child." Faced with this, Tim hesitates. If they have another child, it means he can't freely travel through time to visit his father before his death. Doing so might change the child who is born due to the butterfly effect. But Mary keeps asking, and Tim eventually agrees. On the night before their third child is born, Tim makes one final trip back to visit his father. He chooses a very special place because he remembers that one of his father's few pleasures is playing ping pong with him. So, he travels back to the old house and plays ping pong with his father once again. Gradually, his father notices the change in Tim's expression and realizes that this is their last time meeting. From now on, he disappears forever from Tim's world. It is at this moment that Tim suddenly understands why his father retired at the age of 50. He long knows his time is short, and it is for the family that he travels through time again and again. At their farewell, father and son embrace deeply. They then travel back to Tim's childhood, for the last time running and playing together on the sunlit beach. The waves at their feet keep crashing against the sand. One generation is always replaced by the next. After fulfilling his wish, Tim returns to his normal life, but now he has a deeper understanding. There is no longer a need to travel through time. In the morning, he begins to enjoy giving his wife a sweet kiss. At breakfast, he begins to enjoy making meals with his 3 children, living in the present, treating every day as if it were the last, and embracing life's every experience. This is the secret to happiness. The movie ends here.